I'm Nikki France.
And I'm Simone Reddington.
And we are here. They did not kick us out.
No, they did not.
We just had a busy day in the studio, so we decided to come down to Harris Pavilion and we made some friends.
Right off the bat, look at this. Introduce yourself.
My name's Dre.
Dre?
My name
With the awesome hat. Hold on, go back to his hat.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that.
Yes.
His hat says gets no pussy. Yeah.
So what's your name?
My name is Tomas.
Oh.
Oh, my name's Daniel.
My name is Danielle.
My name's Jaden.
Aiden.
Yes, and we came down here to talk about part 2 of episode 5.5.
Yes, you all have to check it out. 5.5 part 1 blew up, so you have to see what happens. We talk things out, we kind of break it down a little further, and give you more of what you're looking for.
And if you liked part 1, you're gonna love part 2.
For sure.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, it was great to meet you. Thank you for being part of our video.
Sad that so many people feel so loyal to their party that they're willing to say, I love what Manassas is right now. Vote for our current mayor. Vote for, I'm going to say it, Mark Wolf. Mark Wolf has been on city council since 2010. 2010. He has jumped parties. He has filed for personal bankruptcy. He's also, with my own eyes, he was on a scandalous list many years ago. Why is he on our city council? Why is this man making decisions with my money, with your money, with all of our money? Why is that even allowed? Why is that encouraged? Put him in office again. Stop it. Stop doing that. God, people, wake up. These are people that we are electing to make decisions with our money, that they are taxing the shit out of us. What do we have to show?
I believe there's a concrete slab in the middle of town that has some gates around it.
And some dandelions.
I'm so glad they brought that, though, I will say.
Well, and see, that's the hard thing, is you want to be so happy that they are taking the initiative to wipe out scum, and I don't even know how to say it, to beautify downtown.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
But, it was interesting when I went to lunch with the mayor, we were talking about the Mathis Avenue corridor. And she said, well, I'd like to hire a housing, I don't even know, I'll say housing
Developer?
expert, like a housing person that's like a person that can come in and be like, what would be the best of this space? And I'm like, why don't we have that person on staff? Why is that person not already here when we're spending that money? Yet we're going to host a Chinese delegation in June. Like this past June, Chinese delegation came over. I mean, they all seem like very nice, friendly people, but it's China. Hello. We're going to invite them over. What are we getting out of it? What are they teaching us? We took them to Sinistrol, awesome place. And they learned about and Sinistrol and I think Wu's Garden. I don't know. We don't even have a good fucking Chinese restaurant around. So I'm not even, I can't even.
Stop.
They took them to Wu's Garden. That's embarrassing.
No, they didn't.
They did.
I'm like,
the new Wu's Garden. The old Wu's Garden was awesome.
I'm going to go. Like, if I'm going to take if they did not take them to Wu's Garden. Oh, my God.
Yeah. And I get it. That's a program that's been in place for many, many, many years. And I don't think we've hosted them since before COVID, China virus. And here we are, 2024. Come on down. Let's all hang. I don't know. I question I'm questioning our government. I encourage everybody else to question our government. I encourage everybody to follow all of the different branches of our government, including the mayor, on Facebook and see the events and see their posts. Like, our mayor is a professional event attender. That's what she is. She can rattle off facts. She can read the sheets that they put in front of her. But come on, people, wake up. I don't mean to be so yelly. I just realized how
Like, bro.
worked up I am. But if
Where's-
you've been in my orbit for the past year, this is where I'm living. And when we jokingly kind of thought, like, oh, let's start a podcast, I was like, I'm going to get it all out. And then, we're having so much fun. I don't want to talk about this shit.
Well, that's why this is episode 5.5.
And I'm
It's
sorry
a
for all the cussing.
Special supplemental episode.
Yeah, 5.5. So.
Where is the delegation from like Ethiopia or like Norway?
Well, you want to know what's
come
weird?
here? Like
They put out a press release and they said, they were like, that this Chinese delegation was traveling from somewhere in Canada to Chicago to Manassas to Mexico City. One of these is not like the other. I don't know what to make of it. I mean, they came out with the press releases. They're really proud. So, I mean, but what do you do? Like, who's going over to China? We're exchanging information. Who's going to go? Who's our group?
Podcast has been invited to go to China.
Well, maybe we can get some good ass Chinese food.
Yeah, not here. God, they did not take them to Wu's Garden. I'm gonna die in a grave.
So, I mean, I don't have to go do a deep dive into all the things that I have on here because I really think I got all of my bullet points out. And I don't mean to be yelly. I don't mean to be negative. But if we're gonna put it in this episode, then that's what you're gonna get because that's the feelings it stirs up in me. I'm watching my friends struggle to keep their businesses open. Right now there's a huge event on Manassas Museum lawn. Huge. There's tons of people. I did a walk around. Do you know how many people are in our restaurants? Like 4. All the people are coming to these events. There's food trucks out the ass. There's options galore. Like somebody needs to sit back and make a decision. Like, are we going to have events that we want to bring people into our town that are going to then walk around and spend money in our stores and spend money in our restaurants and want to come back? Or are we just inviting people to the Manassas Museum to hang out on the lawn and get something from a food truck and go on about their business? They're not seeing our town. And that was another thing I've noticed about First Fridays. We've really lost the drive to push traffic into the stores. Like every First Friday, the store should be equally as important as the restaurants. There used to be like a scavenger hunt or like a stamp thing, or, you can go to each place and a lot of people participated in that. I don't see anything like that going on right now. But I also know, and this is what I'll say, HMI is terribly understaffed. Kristen flat out said, she was like, I can't keep up with the themes, this and that. Like, it's overwhelming. And we as a city need to sit back and say, okay, it's overwhelming. Let's fix it. We can't keep saying, oh, let's wait till this meeting, or, oh, we need more funds, or, oh, we need, fix it. Meet at the table tomorrow. Come to my house. Come. I got plenty of tables.
Gorgeous porch.
I mean, just sit down, figure it out. We are a small town. Start acting like it.
Yeah.
Can I go home now?
They're gonna kick you out.
Oh God, people watch after me. Dems be crazy.
Well, I took some notes.
You did?
Yes.
Good. Because
And-
let's converse about this.
Yes. So I one thing that comes to my mind is when we were talking about the police. It's like I know for a fact we've got about 6 police officers assigned to First Friday for like 7,000 to 10,000 people. I don't think it was quite that many this past week, but that's not a big. And, in the last several years, there have been several events with our law enforcement agencies where they're afraid.
That's what I said. I
They're
mean,
afraid to go
it's
up to-
not just a local problem.
Correct.
This is a national
Yeah.
problem.
And I don't blame them
don't blame
because
at
if
all.
there's 6 of them and there's 100 people in Harris Pavilion and they're like spitting on the police officers,
It's
they're
gross.
resisting
Like
arrest.
they're
Right.
wanting
Yeah.
confrontation.
And so-
and their video cameras there ready to film it.
As much
it's like
as-
entrapment.
Yeah. As much as like we went to like a Tuesday night concert the other night and there were some tweakers like who I don't know, maybe live in that gazebo. Like as much as I would like to see them like not in that nice little photo op that we have.
I've never sat in that gazebo ever.
No, I mean,
I've never been able to.
I have years ago, but like as much as I would like that, like I do understand that like it's definitely hard for, our law enforcement to keep up with everything going on and get rid of, say
100%.
But on First Friday, I asked someone who owns a business down there, like, why aren't there like door guys? Why isn't there extra hired security? And he said that they were not allowed to. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear anything about that because everything that I've heard is the businesses or the HMI, the city are telling the businesses to hire extra security. Again, they brought the people in. Why aren't you just keeping the streets open longer? Yeah. I get it. It's a permit. There's an alcohol permit. There's there's permits, there's licenses. There's a whole lot of logistics that I, as a stay-at-home mom, don't care. I'm just looking for a path to a solution.
Mm-hmm. I had just heard that they were like, this person I spoke to was, a mover and a shaker, was trying to say, hey, I've made a deal with such and such and such and such, and we want them to come in. And I guess I don't know who it was that told them no, but he was told no. Like, we can't bring in the extra. It is just like a Manassas City Police thing. That I think heavily needs to be looked into. And when we go, you're talking about the festival today. I wanted to touch on that really quick. When we had, and I don't mean to keep going back to this Viking festival, my very favorite one, Lindsay.
It was actually a topic like 3 different times yesterday.
But when that day was going on, I remember there were food trucks, there were people down on the lawn. The way that they had like positioned the festival, I remember walking past CJ Finn's, walking past
you have to
Foster's,
transverse
they're packed.
Town.
They're packed.
Yeah.
But on the Fall Jubilee Day, maybe during the day they're not packed, but in the evening they
are.
Heck
Yeah.
will be.
Yeah.
But
and so the difference is those are festivals that maybe the city is involved in
I hear
possibly
what you're
versus
saying.
like
Correct.
what is on the
Yeah.
Manassas Museum lawn is something like anybody can walk in and be like, I want to book this
pay.
space
Right.
for, and I'm going to pay
Yeah.
you money. And I think that's great. And I think that's great income. But like, are there questions that we can ask? Are there limitations to how much food service they bring in that I don't know. I mean, I think that these are all things. Parks and Rec, the museum, HMI, Doug Keene, our mayor. I mean, come sit on these meetings and listen to the people of your town.
Yeah.
They're not happy. I mean, I have business owners saying that they want to pull out of Dora. I have business owners that are like, fuck this place. I'm out of, I want to be done. I have sat and watched painfully for like a year. Elise, she owns Monza's. I have watched with pain and agony, watching her trying to put a roof over her outdoor bar that she can't get through all of the hoops. It's like you get through all the hoops and they're like, oh, one more.
Yeah.
And it's
She's a
permits
badass. I
and
love her.
it's, ARB and it's ridiculous. We are a small town. Start acting like it.
Yeah. I don't blame them for wanting to pull out of Dora. I mean, I said to Courtney a couple of times, like that night, and we were talking about it. And then like the following day, I was like, I just think we should stop.
I don't. And I think that if Dora is pulled, like, I just think that would be really gross because it shows us as a town that we can't come together and figure out how to party. Yeah. What a bunch of fucking losers.
Well, I think but now here I'm, this is my 2 cents. I think a lot of these people, they're not necessarily from
They're
our
not.
town. They're
And this is what, in the discussion before, it was like, if the streets could stay open, I don't know why I screwed that up. If the streets could stay closed longer and the bands could play longer, and that was another topic that Chief Keene and I...
Jeff Pickard would eat his hat if
well,
those bands played later in the evening. Hi, Jeff. Love you.
Right now, our time limit is 10 o'clock.
Right.
It was 11, and then Jeff Pickard led the charge, I'm sure.
Eat his
Jeff. And so they backed it up to 10:30, and 10:30 still wasn't good enough, and Jeff said no. And so it's now 10. But these are things that I do believe if we sat, I've invited myself to the table. If we sat down and discussed it, can we change that? It's been changed before. Let's change it back and say, okay, these are the rules. This is how it's going to flow. Because if they can keep those bans longer, they will keep the people. There's a photo. I think I'm going to share it. I'm going to make sure John attaches it to us because Stacy shared it with me last night at Sinistral. The people that were partying and jamming out to Jagged Edge, I'll put my finger down now, on Main Street, those people will stay. That music's still playing. They are going to stay until that band packs up. So why are we rushing to get them the hell out of here? What's the rush?
Why are we kicking them out?
Yeah.
I want to say, I just keep drawing stars. I want to say, I feel like, and maybe I'm just a naive 42-year-old gorgeous hairdresser, but I feel like the city and the businesses want the same thing. Like they
do.
want all of this to be successful. Why am I feeling such a
Because they're not coming together.
Why am I feeling such a divide? What can be done about that?
They need to come together.
Yeah.
There needs to be a meeting. It needs to be ASAP. Don't sit around and wait for a city council meeting or this and that. We care. We want to change. Make it for Thursday. I don't know. Like I said, if we all have to sit on my damn porch, that's going to happen. We need to make changes.
Meet at the Salisbury Center.
I care about the city.
Mathis Avenue. Check them out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
I care about this city. I want things to change. I feel this in my heart. And like I said, that's why we're here today. That's why we're here for this special episode. And I wish we laughed more and I wish we had more fun.
I've been having a great time.
Looking at you is putting me to sleep.
Why? I've just been listening.
I know, but I feel like I've rattled. Like I've said,
Why did we do this whole thing? If not for you to say your opinion and for me to say my opinion.
I know.
And for us to talk about how JJ isn't just a DJ service. They're a full-serving wedding entertainment experience, from personalized monograms on the dance floor to lighting and photo booths. If you want a wedding that's talked about for years, you know who to call. JJ Entertainment.
Yes.
Can I chime in on the ban thing?
Yeah.
So the new noise ordinance that kicked in for the city, I'm reading it right here. It's 80 decibels, 50 feet worth from the property line after I think 10 or 11 o'clock. So your conversation right now is around 60 decibels. 80 is not that much higher.
Damn,
So
I'm breaking the law constantly.
Extremely strict sound regulations now that just came into effect. So
Now,
that might
does that
have.
count in the entertainment district?
It says specifically in there.
Okay.
It says in the downtown entertainment district, the limits are 65 decibels during daytime and 60 during nighttime, provided that musical entertainment within businesses do not exceed 80 decibels, 50 feet from the property boundary between the hours of 11:30 and 9 a.m.
I'm gonna call bullshit on that right now. The Harris Pavilion. If you go to one of the festival events at Harris Pavilion, the ground's gonna shake. It shakes at my house. So I mean, I don't know. It's funny. I guess during the day nobody cares, but at night, we're all gonna cry about it. And
Which I get. Yes.
This is another thing. Everybody just needs to stop crying about everything.
Yeah.
Speak up. Make a difference. Don't make a comment on Facebook unless you're going to do something. Unless you're going to get your, look at Mitch's, he always calls and he knows.
He's a missing
He knows. Hold on.
Mitch, you're on the air. Mitch,
Hey babe, you're on the air. Say hi.
I could patch them into the system.
Oh no. We don't want to go through all that because I'm about to hang up on him.
Also on the air.
Say hi.
Hi.
Are you home?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm just going to see if you need a ride back.
Oh, no, Nikki will take me.
Yeah.
I love you. I'll see you in a minute.
I love you too.
Mitch.
So, yeah, write checks, help support. I can't sit here and say, vote for Michelle, vote for Mark Wolf, vote for Thomas Osina. Seems like a pretty cool dude. I've gotten a lot of really good feedback from him, and he cares, and people reach out to him, and he shows up.
Yeah, and Zach Murphy was telling me, Tom is a big babe. What was he saying? He's like he's always present. He has been a great ally.
He's
for
in the
him
background
with
of all the photos.
A lot of beautification committee stuff. Isn't that what he was saying? She don't remember. She don't know what day it is. But I think that's one thing that Zach was telling me. And like I've met Tom on like multiple occasions, and I think he's a lovely guy.
I met him years ago because he has Weimaraners, and I had a Weimaraner.
But October 1st
is the mayoral debate. Did I say that right? Mayoral debate at the Manassas Museum.
At what time?
I do believe it's at 6.
Yeah, I'll be
Doors open at
working.
6. And then the debate starts at 7. I don't know. We posted it on our Facebook page, so the information is there.
One thing I want to find out, and I will ask as soon as we're done with this, and maybe we can find out before we put this out, are the city council members, are they speaking that night? Like, do we have
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
Really, the focus has been on mayor.
Yeah, but like, how do we hear from them so that we can decide?
I will say this. I have discovered, I'm sorry, I just took that big drink and I feel like I'm going to burp.
Stephen Kent put out a great post.
He did, and it's been shared a lot.
Yeah.
That we all, and it's reiterating much nicer and much more condensed. You know, the same message that I feel like I'm trying to get out. That
He went a different route with the wording.
What was it? Oh,
So Stephen Kent says, Manassas can enjoy both fun and safety. We can have a family-friendly environment without hostility towards its businesses. We can find a balance that starts with respect and communication. Love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Why are we not asking for more of that?
Yeah.
I will say this, because you were talking about the city council and their platforms and blah, 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 blah.
I cannot see anything.
I saw, well, hey, don't do the reading face, because that's what I do. Manassas Patch, which is one of our sole remaining news sources besides Potomac Local, Inside Nova. We don't have many. They're doing a thing on each candidate. So like I have Mark Wolf and I have, I think, Lynn Greens. You know, and I've been reading them, but it's a very safe, like, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. Like,
we should definitely share the link to that.
I will. I'm trying to find the mayoral one. I found Tang, but I cannot find one for Michelle Davis Younger.
The debate, the doors are at 6. Debates are at 6:30.
Okay.
It's an event from 6 to 7:30.
And you have to register.
Yeah.
You can't just roll in because they need to make sure that they have the correct occupancy amount.
Well, apparently around town that's a
thing.
Hot button issue.
So, and Chief Keene addressed that when we talked, and he said that it should have been taken care of months ago, because what we're discovering is that the occupancy rates are incorrect on the walls. The ones that are there for some businesses are incorrect. They need to be updated. Should that have been done maybe a few weeks ago in a sit down, you know, versus it was like a flex. They walked in and like I said, I love our fire department. I love our police department. I don't know what, I've called you all many of times, but someone is putting things in motion. Who put that play in motion at 4:40 on Friday?
Who? We'll find out.
I don't have an answer. I want to know. I want to know who's pulling strings in town.
Don't worry.
Oh my God, hasn't this been a crazy episode?
I want to say something great though about First Friday is there was a heck of a party outside of Studio Lux, and John Hart.
That was so much fun.
John Hart had an art show at the Man Cave. Happy birthday, Giovanna. Today. And that was a lovely event.
Yeah.
He had all of his art. He had shirts. He had stickers. He and his wife were there. They were both just...
It was nice.
It was a lovely event. Courtney ran in as someone she's known since... Well,
I know we
long
lost you
time.
for a while, Courtney.
Yeah. And then she got hit on by a man. Right in front of me. And he was like...
What'd you do?
Nothing. What am I gonna do?
Were you like, this is my girl?
Right. Well, he was like, I think you're attractive. And she was like, what? What'd you say? And then he's like, I think you're, and I was like, he thinks you're attractive. And he's like, he's like, I like that short little haircut. And I was like, I did it. And he's like, oh, it looks really good. I mean, I didn't say it like I did it, like, we're in love.
I'm responsible for that.
I was like, I did. He's like, oh yeah, it looks really good. And then he respectfully backed away You know what I mean? Just
That's
gave
how it
her
should
the
be. That's how it should be.
It was wonderful. If somebody's going to hit on my lady, it was wonderful. But she was wearing a crop top. I don't blame it.
I was there. Yeah.
But
Courtney was looking cute on First Friday.
I saw so many people. It was a great night in some other ways. I don't want to just like shit on it. I want to. But I also don't want to, is that like Daniel Ruin was adorable.
We have such a cute picture.
We have such a great picture. God, I look like I'm 500 pounds in it, but I don't care. I saw my friend Dorothy. I saw my clients, Marilyn, Carol. Like I've seen.
Everybody was out. It was such a gorgeous night.
So gorgeous.
It was beautiful.
Go 5 feet. Donna and Kevin. We saw them in Monza. Just so many people.
Don't you love it? You can't. You can't
time. And
go do anything because you're so busy talking and
all
catching
of these
up.
People I'm talking about, minus Daniel, don't live right in town. Like they live in Woodbridge. They live out off Bristow Road, and they're like, we're gonna come in town and enjoy it. But it was such a great night in that way. But if you knew even a little bit like what was going on, it was a strange like.
Yeah, it was a
vibe,
comfortable.
Yeah.
It was, but I'm begging you, don't take away Dora.
No.
Don't end Dora. We have to figure it out. And if we can't come together and figure it out, then I don't know what we're going to say about this town.
No. Or I mean, I was telling her like I don't know that like it. I mean, yes, it should still go on, and it would be like to your point, super lame if we can't
figure out how to
it.
party.
But if we can't control.
You can't
control the party or like control the people. If we can't do it, then like maybe it's just like something we need to like adjust.
I think one of the biggest key things is keeping the streets closed. That is probably the biggest issue because if the streets would have stayed open or stayed closed till 11:30, the police would have nothing to do virtually. They're walking around just yelling at people to get off the street or at midnight, get off the streets, go somewhere, go find something to do.
Like for their own safety.
Literally beer bottles are lined up on the walls of the parking garage. You can see them partying.
They should close
you
it.
can hear. They shouldn't close it because I love that parking garage. I love going to the top.
I mean, close it like.
Or just have
After a
police
certain-
in
yeah,
there.
something.
I mean, it was the music, the cars doing donuts, the beer bottles. And I hate this because I feel like I'm scaring potential visitors to Manassas.
Yeah.
But it's not, this isn't just Manassas, it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
The police are going for the safe arrests, the safe tickets, the safe interactions. I can't blame them. But we have to find a way to get around that.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah.
We have to.
I will say that Courtney and I went for our morning fitness walk on Saturday
Fitness
morning.
journey?
Yeah, you can tell. And the streets were clean. We saw one cup underneath a bench, but so that is a compliment.
Yeah.
Like the streets back in the beginning of First Fridays, like that was not the case. The streets were spotless. I didn't go by the parking garage and see if there were bottles or not. And the good thing I have to report is I talked to Damian King from Sports Pub. He said they had an incident-free night.
Yeah. I asked Doug Keene, I said, do you know of any incidents at Sports Pub?
Fantastical.
Since they were the only business to remain open past midnight.
And that was risky.
That was risky.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see, was anybody down from the fire department counting heads down there?
I don't know.
That's
a question for Kevin Schaefer.
I know that their occupancy wasn't changed. They weren't affected in that. But since it was such an issue on Friday at 4:40, like
for 3 businesses, that is also
well,
my other,
I
you
feel
gotta
like I
explain
have.
that?
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel like I have
Let's
an
hear it.
explanation for that. Do I feel like those businesses were specifically targeted? In my heart, I don't. But you can't blame them for feeling that way. They were the most vocal about closing early because of the riffraff out on the streets. Doug Keene intervened. So the fire department was going around, and even Deputy Fire Marshal, I have no idea how to say his name, Haruni, something.
Sound great.
Butchering. He even said to the business owners, I don't want to be here doing this. I don't want to be doing this now. Like somebody was putting it in motion.
Yeah.
somebody
And they
was
walked
calling the
it.
shots.
Chief Keene walked it back and said, "Okay, look,
And
not
stopped.
tonight. Like
Yeah.
we're not gonna." But I mean, I definitely understand why they felt like targeted by it. You know,
It's easy to it's like impossible not to look at it and say,
yeah. And I don't want these businesses to go anywhere, but I also I'm not going to talk about it anymore. What it is I know we all want the same thing. We all need to come together, and there needs to be more of a feeling of like unity. And like I know that Miguel, Chris Sellers, Antonio,
John, Blaine,
John,
Stacy.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the three that had the thing. I know that they have a great relationship with the people in government. I know they do, and like they have a great back and forth. After
I don't think they do.
I'm saying after this. I don't know. I just, want everyone to get along. And
I do. We all want that.
Yeah.
But, and I'm sorry if I offended anybody. I'm sorry if I, have hurt anybody's feelings over Manassas. It's kind of like your mom. I was born here, so I can talk about it. But I will also defend it and do whatever I can to make it the best place. Period.
And if anyone has
anything to contribute to this,
please.
If you think that you have the solution, reach out. This is a dialogue, and like I said, Chief Keene, I cannot express how grateful I am for how incredible and how mature and responsive he has been to me specifically. He's just willing to have the conversation, even after I'm rattling off and cussing and going crazy. He's like, okay,
A patient
now
man.
what are we going to start with? So be thankful for him, and if you see him, thank him.
Yeah.
And let's figure this shit out till they kick us out.
Yeah. And this might be it. You might not see an episode 6. But thank
see.
everybody so much for listening
thank
till
you.
the end. Again, these opinions expressed today aren't necessarily those of the Salisbury Center, Wylde Style Network, John, JJ, me, and everything I say. Not everything I say is expressed, the same by Simone.
This was the Simone show. It's been working its way. It's been building up for a year.
But this is a podcast, not the nightly news. And the whole reason we're doing this is so that we can make our voices heard.
Yeah.
And also, we love you.
Vote Team Tang.
Get out of here. It's
All right,
Sunday.
good.
Go enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yes. Thank you,
Have some
everybody. Thanks, John.
wine. Right, babe?